All right. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Today I'm going to be here to be talking to you about JFK. Some of you guys may know him as the 35th president, hopefully. Some of you guys may know him as a quotes guy, a guy that, you know, gave us many quotes. Or a lot of you guys might also know him as a big figurehead. I think of him as like a very prominent figure, especially around the time of the Cold War. Definitely somebody that you'd want to know. Now, today I want to talk about January 20th, 1961. Uh, Pretty cold day, Washington, D.C., where Kennedy gave his inaugural speech. Now, at the time, JFK was the youngest um, president elect, to my knowledge. So it was really big that he come off as charismatic, youthful. So it was really important that this not only connected two people but connected people in general, brought people together. All these different kinds of things. I mean, you go ahead and you talk about the global climate at this point, and it was really, really bad. So the Cold War at the time was really at its peak. With the Soviet program, the space race, and even civil rights activism right here in our own home in the United States. So right at this moment, there was so much pressure going into Kennedy's speech, and it was so important that he got this right. So, with the world divided, with our own country, coming into its own with its civil rights movement, in came Kennedy, 43 years old, if I'm not mistaken. He was seen as kind of like a leader of change, a symbol of a new generation that hadn't served in the Oval Office before. He knew that this message definitely needed to unify the entirety of the United States rather than divide it. Something that not just spoke to the people that voted for him, but also spoke to the people that didn't vote for him necessarily. It was supposed to be for everyone. Kennedy delivered his speech on the steps of the U.S. Capitol, surrounded by the world's ambassadors, military leaders, Supreme Court justices, and even some prominent political figures at the time. But the key difference was that the largest audience wasn't even there. That's right. I mean, think about it. Think of all those people right around you, just everywhere in the span, as far as the eye can see. And that's not even the largest audience in attendance. The largest audience in attendance was the people at home. That's right. It was broadcasted on television. Kennedy's speech was one of the first political speeches designed directly for a massive media audience. I think it'd be pretty nerve wracking, to be honest. Millions around the world weren't just listening, they were watching. This wasn't just, the people in attendance. You got to keep in mind that people on radios, people on televisions, people around the world could see this now because it was right around the time that, technology advanced and broadcasting became a lot more prominent around the world. So Kennedy's speech wasn't spoken in a casual or conversational tone like some other speeches across history. This one was it was a lot more serious, especially with what was going on at the time. Kennedy really needed this speech to kind of not just stick, but to really go across. So a lot of the things that he used to make his speeches special was his antithesis and his repetition of his phrases. So a good example of this was actually he said it in the speech itself. It's very famous. The lines are, "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country." And the antithesis of it makes it so that it's less so something that's centered around individualistic needs, and it's something that's more lenient towards a collective responsibility that we must have as people. So throughout the speech, Kennedy also used eye contact a whole lot. He wasn't just looking at the people in the crowd; he was also looking at cameras. That's right. He was looking at cameras to make the audience at home feel like they're a part of the conversation, so that he's not just speaking to the people in the crowd. Like the ambassadors or any other public figureheads at the moment. He wanted everyone to feel included because this message was so important to unify the people that he wanted people to understand that this isn't just an individualistic need, this is a collective responsibility. Throughout his speech, Kennedy wanted to reach as many people as possible, but he also wanted to kind of give some sort of credibility to his speech and the way that he was speaking. He spoke with a very deliberate, paced tone uh, that allowed important phrases to resonate and breathe, especially lines like the one that I mentioned earlier. Ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. Kennedy was actually a really good public speaker. So he gave people a pause in between his main points to let them absorb the message and get their meaning out of it. JFK's inaugural speech didn't just introduce a new president, it introduced a new era of American identity, one rooted in service, strength, and hope. Thank you.